Greetings. It's good to see you. I'm Stevie C, and this is my East Vineland, New Jersey, USA map. And we are currently in the third part of a challenge where we looked to make as much money as possible in the shortest period of time. So we were looking at aiming to reach 1 million in very quick time, in 3 months basically, and then on the 4th month we basically sell most of our wares to make 1 million. And whilst it's been hard work, we've nearly done it with a month to spare, which is pretty cool actually. We've got, if I quickly go to my finances, we've got a lot of stuff sitting in stock, which is actually going to make us an absolute fortune. I mean, if we cashed in the silage that we have now, I think we'd basically be there already. The numbers aren't a million miles away from being cashed in, and we may even start to look at doing it early. I don't know. Maybe we'll leave it till December at least. But we've certainly got a shed load more silage bales to attach to ourselves. So we've pretty much done the challenge. It was probably a little easier than I thought it was going to be. But I have worked hard on these baling contracts. So as you can see, in terms of the stock that we own, our value is pretty good. You know, 1.2 million if we would get to maximum price for everything. And at the current prices, it's over 1.1 million. And obviously we've got money to cash in from the contracts that we've done. And all of that sort of stuff, really. It's it's been pretty good. Now I did intend to do my Edgewater save tonight. I was gonna have a day off the East Vineland one, but the file that has my 5-field farm has unfortunately been corrupted, so I can't at the moment do anything with it. So that's why we're back on here tonight. It was a last-minute decision, and yeah, so it's a shame, but hopefully we'll be able to get it back. So I need to really just jump onto my bike and have a quick shimmy around and see whether there's any fields that need windrowing. I think we're all done. I'm trying to remember where we left it off last time, but it'll give you a good chance to have a look around the work that we've been doing. Obviously we've got these bales to collect, which will probably be my first job. And then we'll send the baler across to start doing the hay work, because I think we've done all the silage fields now. But these are all the fields in 100. If you don't know my farm, this particular field just here by this house is a field that I own. Now the fields on this particular map are extreme in terms of expensive. Even when we've got this £1 million, we're not going to be able to increase much in the way of our land that we own, which is a little bit disappointing. We're either going to be able to buy a couple of small fields or one big field, basically, and then the rest of the money will have to just go on equipment, because it's just so expensive that you can't physically, you probably, to buy 20 fields in this, you probably need millions and millions, and I nearly got killed then. But we're still alive, we're still kicking. I think in terms of challenges for anybody starting a farm, this map is probably one of the biggest, just purely because of the extreme expense of all of the lands. If you look at Edgewater in comparison to this, the land is just so cheap. I mean, you'd get 10 acres in Edgewater to a couple of acres here, easily, if not more. So I'm just looking around, and it does look like we're basically going to be scooting around with the baler for the most part. See if we can do a jump. Is it gonna? Nope, they're not solid enough. We're going straight through them. So we've got a load of windrows and nothing to windrow. So just trying to work out what other fields I need to look at. 51, I'm pretty sure we've windrowed that field. Yep, so that's another one which is ready to be baled up. Now, if I can work out the courseplay, I could technically get a second baler on the job here. That might speed things up as well. I've always found a challenge with the bigger windrows is that I've never been able to line the courseplay up with it. So we'll give it a go, maybe. Might speed things up just a little bit. 72 we want to look at. I think this one's actually completed. Yep, so we're okay there. 79, where are we up to with that? Looks like that's completed. There's no bales on it, is there? So 87 is the next one, and then we've just got field 94 to check, and that will be it. So we can see straight away 87 is full of bales, so that just needs collecting. And ironically, I think they will probably end up going back to our farm, which is completely the opposite side of the map. So I think what I'll do is I'll collect them next. Oh, there's a... Oh! Well, I would say I meant to do that, but I don't think I did really. I am actually on keyboard today, because I was going to set my steering wheel up and all that, because but when I thought I was doing Edgewater, I felt it's going to be mainly farm building today, so I didn't think I'd be doing a lot of actual driving. So I decided not to set my wheel up, and now I'm beginning to wish I had. So 94, well that's 110. 110's got bales on it, and that needs a baler going over it. So yeah, I think what we'll do first of all is we'll collect the bales that we've got and either take them to our farm or to the shop in the very northern corner of the map. And then what we'll do is try and get through as many of the hay bales as possible. We'll probably get 2 tractors on the job. I mean, I'll just get to the baler a second. Just see where it is. So that's technically finished. Let me see if I can get it to work on a... We might as well have it doing something whilst we're there. So I need to go back towards 105. I'm probably going to have to clear the fields because we've got tractors and stuff parked all over the show, which we don't need anymore. This is a problem with this particular strategy that I do, is you have a major clearing up afterwards where you're trying to find all your equipment, and quite often you've completed contracts and you've got your equipment scattered around the map and nothing actually where it should be. So yeah, we can set this one up, but I'm just trying to work out which... I think this has been done by the bigger windrow. So we need, if I press the right button, what we need to do is forget any course that it knows, and we need to set this to 14.8, I think is the... But I have got one thing that I need to check, and that is which direction everything's running and how many headlands there are. I'm just hoping that's the right size, so we'll just come off it a minute. So that looks about right for that. So how many headlands has it got is the question. It's a nice square one. I don't imagine I'd have done too many, but I have 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 headlands. Oh, I keep pressing that button instead of that one. Right, so are you going to give me control? So we want 3 headlands, and we want to start from the centre, otherwise we'll be getting in the way of each other with all of the things. We'll generate that, and we just need to now check that when it's generated, do all the lines line up. So where is the first waypoint? Actually, I think they do. Right, so it's there. So I'm happy that that lines up. Actually, I think we're good to go with that. So let's see what happens as he sets off on his merry way. And I think I'll look at getting another tractor to the base. In fact, we've got one there already. And so if we dump all that, and we'll get him. Trying to remember what fields. I think field 14 might be a good option for this one. So we'll try and get him driving all that way. And what I'm just doing here is negating an awkward turning which quite often sees the vehicles get stuck. And if he goes down here now, he's just got a straight line. So what we'll do is set the destination for field 14, and I think that still needs doing. I've already forgotten which ones that I went to look at. And we'll collect some bales. So where are we with this particular vehicle? We're on 98. So we'll just check what position we're in with that. So that's collection enabled. Trying to get rid of the course play because we don't need that. Get rid of that now because we don't need that. And hopefully we'll be able to let these balers work away. I need to, obviously when it gets to 14, I need to set that other baler working, but otherwise that is that done. So I think I can see some white bales over here. I don't think we need many bales to complete the actual contract, and then the rest will all be going to our farm. And that will just go to our side probably till I think December will be close enough looking at the prices as they are now. They're only £6 off maximum price, so we're not far off reaching our goal. But it has been hard work, it's been a hard slog, and I'm really happy that we're coming to the end of it. I feel invigorated with energy now. When I stopped last night, my eyes were so tired, I was struggling to read the chat. Hey Mama Bear, how are you? That did prompt me to look at the chat, and I see that you're there. It's really great to see you, and I hope you're really well today. I'm a little bit out of the loop. I've not been around as much today to catch up with everybody on the different channels. So it's really good to see you today. So we're making really good progress on the actual farm. This has got to be, without a doubt, one of the most difficult maps to be successful as a farmer, because you need millions really to get yourself set up in this area. I mean, I bought a house with a small plot of land, and we basically turned that small plot of land into the base for what is a farm. And you know, I'm really pleased with how it's been going, but it's taken a heck of a lot, and we're well over a year now, a year and 2 months into the save, and we own 3 fields effectively, plus the plot that the house was on. I am really good, Mama Bear, thanks for asking. I am, like I say, been working hard on this particular map over the last couple of days. I was going to go on Edgewater today, but my file has corrupted, and it's left me doing part 3 of this challenge to be able to cash in £1 million worth of stuff by January, and we've basically already done it. Bar the singing, basically. What we've got in the farm is worth £1 million. It's called East Vineland or East Vinland, depending on how you want to pronounce it. It's a USA map. It's nice and flat. The the fields are pretty good. There's a lot of fields. Most of the money I've made has been through contracts because the land itself is very expensive. If you ever wanted to own the map, you'd not do it on this one. There's so many fields, and even the small fields are very expensive. Uh, but it's brought some very interesting challenges along the way, which has been good fun. And you're about to see some dangerous truck driving now, which might end in tears. It's usually this point now when a car appears, and we all know how strong these cars are compared to the lorries. But yes, it's a good map. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I think it's a really good map, and probably in terms of prices, a lot more realistic. I was saying the Edgewater map that's come out, you can buy probably 10 acres compared to 5. So, but yeah, like I say, I like it. I think it's a good map. The only thing that frustrates me is it always seems to be the silage bales go to the opposite end of the map than where you collect them from. Whenever you got to sell them for whoever you're doing the contract for, it just adds that little bit more time onto the job because you're having to travel all the way across the map. So that's the only reason why I'm cutting the corners by driving across the fields. If it was a little bit more conscious of what we got to do, I'd have probably took to the road systems or at least gone around the edges of the fields. But the contracts that we've been doing now, probably been doing 5 hours worth of contracts. So as you can imagine, the hope is now just to get them finished as soon as possible. So where are we up to now? So that's it. We're now saving the bales, so I'm not going to cash them ones in just yet. In fact, actually, I might cash these few in just to boost our money up because all the staff wages has seen our money drop down quite substantially, actually. So I just need to try and get back out of here. It's not the easiest thing with this big truck to get out of here. When I initially started the game, I did start with just this one vehicle, which was this lorry and a grain collecting trailer. And then I invested the first lot of money I made into a combine harvester, and the whole plan was that I would be the king of contracts in terms of harvesting. But annoyingly, I've spent the best part of $500,000 on all the gear to do combine harvesting, and had about 3 contracts in 2 harvests. So it's not been a worthwhile investment, that. And basically, if it wasn't for baling, I'd have been really struggling to do anything on the map because I spent all my money on a piece of equipment that I haven't really properly been able to use. Now we own our own fields, we're getting to harvest our own fields, but it's not the same when you bought it for the purpose of doing lots of harvest contracts. It's just been a bit frustrating in that respect. So where do I need to go? 87. So in fact, I might brave the road system for a bit. See if I can crash into some incompetent drivers. Yeah, I think on a map like this, probably farmers would be dependent on the government to help them out because it's, like I say, the land itself is just extreme. So it is real. I mean, technically, I'm cheating in a little bit of a respect. You know, all these silage bales now that I collect are mine, even though I've harvested somebody else's field. So really, in real life, that would not happen. But it's the only way you can make money on this because of the prices of stuff. So I don't feel guilty at all. But I mean, the good thing with regards to contracts is that there's so many fields that you do get a lot of contracts. But the trouble is, it seems to be only the baling contracts that they and there was a stage where there was a lot of fertilizing contracts. I like fertilizing, but I'm still a little bit unconvinced on the. So Goldcrest Valley, I remember that being the very first map I played on 17, and that was really where I fell in love with the game. So, and it's probably a surprise to me as much as anybody that I haven't been on that map myself. But I do like the survival challenge. Did you start on your survival challenge with the farm or without? Because I found the best map to do a survival challenge is Erlingrat, because the some of the like land that you can buy is it's not even really fields; it's just grassland. So yeah, I saw that it got updated. It was only a couple of days ago it got updated. Um, did you actually get the update? Because I say if you didn't get the update, you could still carry on just without the updated stuff. I believe so. Anyway, but if you updated it, you might be struggling. Yeah, I mean Goldcrest Valley. To be honest, really you need to start with the farm because the farm just isn't there, and it's just like a load of flat map, which I suppose is the same. For example, in this map, there's a flattened area with just a load of concrete. Uh, but in Goldcrest Valley, the farm is really the map's built around the farm. So, but yeah, updated it, then you're struggling and you do have to restart. I think if you'd held off on the update, you might have been able to carry on with the same save. Oh, this could be a crash. Oh, we got away with it. So we need to cut across. We are in a bit of a race against time as well on this because it's November and it goes dark very early. And we're already at 4:15. So we're going to be collecting hay bales soon and not be able to see them. So it needed the update anyway. Like I say, I've not actually played on it this time. I've stuck to um, three three maps, Erlingrat, which I really think is my favourite map by a long way. Um, I had a personal save on Calmsden actually, so that's the fourth map. This map, which I've invested quite a lot of time into, and I've just started playing the Edgewater one. But unless I can sort out whatever's corrupting it, that one might be dead in the water before it's got going. Really, basically, when I click on it, if you go to the shop or the prices or anything, it just says that there's no information available. So it's like it's lost all its data files. It may be a mod that I've got that's corrupted it, or it may be just because it's a new map. Maybe other people are having the same issues. But I mean, it'd be a shame to restart it. I did a live stream tour. Plus, I did, I bought the farms and did the harvesting of 2 of the fields that I got. So it'd be a shame to have to restart it all. Yeah, Hinterland, again, that's one that I've heard a lot about. I've not actually looked at it myself. In fact, I think it might be your live stream where I've seen the map itself. Like I say, there's no shame in using that government sign in some respects. I know in the UK the farmers are getting into desperate trouble because the government funding is getting reduced. But the point is that the funding has been there, so it is a realistic thing that they're giving money each year or whatever, relative to what they're doing on the farm, and so it's not unrealistic. This is the farm. Just while we're here, quickly, I'll just give you a quick run around, and obviously we've got the greenhouses there, the vehicle sheds just over here, carports with some solar panels on. There's a couple more carports by the greenhouses. This is where I collect the honey pots for the bees. And where I'm stood now is where the house originally was. This house was a little wooden square house. Wasn't very good. And I think the first thing I put in was that silo directly in front of us. Then I built this nice farm cottage with the garage there. That's where I buy all my seeds from and stuff like that. Over in the far corner, we can't quite see him, but there's a chicken pen, which is absolutely rammed full. And then if I quickly run over this way, the last bit of the actual farm, we've got the sheep pen, which I think when I sleep in a minute, when I've collected all these bales, these will increase in number by at least double. And then you've got all the silage stuff that I've got to cash in on when we finish this challenge. So probably December, maybe January, depending how close the price gets when I sleep, will be whether or not we sell the silage bales tomorrow or the next day. So that's the farm. We'll just find somewhere to put these bales now. Just jump out here. He's obviously stopped because of this. That's the only thing with this is that the AI doesn't know how to get round bales that he dropped there in the first place. Thank you very much, Mama Bear. I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much for joining in and saying hello. I really appreciate it. So that's okay. Right, let's see if we can get this one on the go. So forget what you know. I think this has been done by the 8.4. So once again, I forgot to check how many headlands it needs. So I'll just quickly drive to the edge and look for that. But I'm pretty sure that was right then. So I make that out as 2. Press the right button. no course. So 2 headlands, 8.4, and generate the course. Right, so we want the first waypoint is where we want that. And if we can get the lines on and just make sure that they all look like they line up. So they look alright on the headland. And I can't turn my head. Well, that is there to look down the lines. They look pretty good. Yep, so I think that's going to be fine. So if we bring up the courseplay again and start the job, and that should be that for that one. Although he doesn't seem to be... Oh, he is collected it up. That's okay. So hopefully that will be fine for him. So now we can get rid of the courseplay menu for a minute. And off we go. We can just use the grass, I think, for the storage of these, because it's only till the end of the next sleep. So a little bit uneven where I've come off there. The truck has a habit of getting beached on that particular point. Oh, don't crash into your bales. It took you ages to stack them. So we'll drop them somewhere around here for now. So left shift. Oh, I need to get clear of them, obviously. And that's that. We'll go and get some more. So I think all of the bales now are around the sort of like 105, 110 field area. So at least they're all together now. And don't forget, if you're watching after the event and you would like to, you like what you see, you like the efforts that have been made on this particular save, please leave a like and a comment, just to encourage me that you're enjoying what you're watching. And if you want to subscribe to my channel as well, that'd be really fantastic. So, where do I need to go? See if I can get across this road without being killed. We don't want to go there yet because we don't want the hay bales, or do we? Do we start collecting the hay bales and completing those? Well, I think actually we do, because the hay bales are stopping us from finishing this. So if I collect all of these hay bales off this field and take them back to the north shop, which of course it's the other side of the map, just what we wanted. So we've got a couple of balers out on the job, so we just need to make sure that they're all happily working away. The square baler's better in that you can stack more onto the trailer. So from that respect, the square baler does work very well. But the round baler, not so much. It doesn't stack as well, but the baler itself is faster. That's the biggest bonus with that one. I think really it probably averages a speed of sort of 11, 12 miles an hour, which is double what the square baler will be going at. And when it's wrapping as well, and it's still maintaining that sort of speed, that is a big, big bonus. But obviously with the hay bale, so there's no wrapping involved. It's just a case of getting them baled up and then getting them to the shop. And we've got to sort of really get a shift on with that, because I reckon within an hour we won't be able to see the bales. And that is the main reason why I've decided not to carry on collecting the silage bales, because they're wrapped in a bright white, so they'll be a little bit easier to find if it does go dark. I mean, this is a good sized field, so I'm anticipating that by the time we've collected most of the bales from this field, that will finish at least a couple of contracts just for this field alone. I might hang on to a few hay bales just to boost the amount of food we have for the sheep. They're going to want some hay. Hey Nicholson, old farmer, how are you? It's really great to see you. Have you been working on your Edgewater farm today? I tried to go on Edgewater myself today, but the file was corrupt, so I was unable to do so, which is a little bit of a shame, but I'm hoping that I can resurrect the problem at a later date and resume the save. Otherwise, I'll just have to start again and try and get it to the stage where my live stream left it last time, and just sort of carry on from there, really. But I might have to watch the live stream to see what equipment I had and all that kind of stuff. But I'm hoping that I just have to, at worst, uninstall the map and restart it again. So I think that is it now for that lorry. So I better get a skedaddle on and get it back to the shop. I really did enjoy Nicholson Old Farmer's live stream the other day when I was on. He was going through some old farming stories, and I really did appreciate it. I understand that nobody saw me hit that sign. I understand that that's his Edgewater is his sort of like local area, where his uncle had a farm, and it was really great listening to the stories and watching you work away, and just genuinely a great live stream. And it's really good to see you pop on and say hello. I do appreciate it. So as ever, it's a challenge to see down this little stretch before the shop. The trees do like to block the view. And it's a very big truck to be getting in and out of this little yard, but all adds to the challenge. So will that accept? Have I got to do that maybe? And there we go. So that has already completed 94, which was a big field, and now 51 is partially completed as well. So already today we've had 2 people contributing in the chat, and I appreciate that. It'd be great to see some others pop in and say hello as well. But if you do catch the stream afterwards, and you do watch it through, don't feel it's too late to leave a comment then, because I do try my best to spot the comments and respond to as many as possible. So it'd be really great just to connect with people and say hello. And if you like what you see and you subscribe, and my promise to you is if I know that you've subscribed because it's public, I will subscribe to you too. Because we are a community of people who love the same game, and it's absolutely no problem for me to subscribe to other people's channels. So we're looking now for field 51, see if we can get across the road without crashing. Oh, I see. We're across this field. And sadly, that's not one of the fields that we've baled up yet, so we can't do that one. So it must be fields 4. Oh, I know what it is. It's field 14 that we put the baler on. So we'll head over there, make sure that baler's still happily working away. Back across the road again. This would be where the starter farm would be on this map. Because I started on hard, it doesn't exist. Now this is interesting. What's going on here? They're all just watching the baler, which isn't doing a lot at the moment. I'm assuming there's a bale right behind it that's stopping it. There we go. So collecting them has solved that problem. But what it means is that we've got a bit of a wait on with that. We'll check how the other balers doing, and this needs moving off this field because it's going to be in the way. I don't think we need any windrowers anymore because all the windrowing is done. And it is literally just a case now of getting these final fields baled up and collected, and then it's a case of cashing in the money. So that one is complete. So there'll be plenty of hay bales still on that field. We are on 95. So where do we need to head? Just double check that there's no other fields around the 100 mark. But I'm pretty sure that they were all grass fields, so they will be done. But I could be wrong. I have been wrong once. So they've got bales on. They've not got swaths on. They've definitely been collected. So they're all complete. See, I could complete the contracts that I know are done, but I might lose some of my tractors then and have to reshuffle what vehicles I've got working away. So that's why I'm not really looking at adjusting any of them. So now I need to look for the fields in the 40s. I think they're the only fields that we need to be working on now. And 51, of course. Try and get across before that van crashes into us. So here we go. Here's some fields for us to be working on. And 45 won't take very long. It doesn't look like a very big field. And it has 1, 2 headlands, and then it's straight down the middle with that one. So if we set the course play up for that, I think it's the bigger one that's done this. So 14.8, 2 headlands. We'll start on the centre. Generate a course. Just double check that it's running down the same lines. I think it is. First waypoint. Off you go. And it's as simple as that with a course play when it works well. Every now and then you do get issues with it, but so far tonight it looks like it's working pretty kindly for us, and I'm quite pleased with that. So we'll leave him working away. He's working away nicely. So my job now really is just to make sure that there's no bales getting in the way of the baler, because for some reason they seem to drop the bales and then decide they want to reverse where that bale is, and they can't reverse because the bale's in the way. So even though they're in a big field where they could just drive around it, they tend to sit and wait for me to come and effectively wipe their backside for them. It's not that I get annoyed with the AI workers, but I do. It's certainly not intelligent. If artificial intelligence is what's used to describe them, I think I'm glad that I've got actual intelligence. I think we're going to hit the same issue here, are we? Or did I collect the... I think I collected the bale, actually. I love how we must be fascinating to these cars and they just stop and have a look at you. Right. So... how's that baler doing? He looks like he's still working away. So we have... why have you stopped? I have no idea why that baler would not go then until I emptied him. It wasn't like there was even one on the ground. Doesn't make any sense. So it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, courseplay and the intelligence of the drivers, but it's definitely getting there compared to previous versions of the game. I mean, the fact that you can have the balers collecting the bales is just... it's really helpful when it works, but if you can iron out the issue of them dropping a bale and then refusing to reverse back because the bale's there, there must be a way around that. You know, they've got the whole field to manoeuvre around to get back to the road that they were working on. So wow, we're 50 minutes into the stream already. I think we've got about 4 fields to collect the bales on once they've been baled. So it shouldn't be too much longer. Certainly we'll get the time to see ourselves into December. And then we'll decide whether to cash in December, or do we press on and just take the risk of January. It might go up or it might go down slightly. I think that I will probably take the December prices because we're so far ahead of the game in terms of money wise that it'll probably be worth it just collecting in December. I've got a bit of a theory actually that if you wait for when it says the best prices are, that you actually do end up losing out on the odd pound on each 1,000 litres or whatever it is they base the prices on. So once again we've got it stopping for an imaginary bale, and if I could angle my truck we could empty it so that it would carry on. So there we go, and hopefully he'll give me time to get out of the way before he reverses, because he won't reverse for the bale that wasn't even on the floor. but it will reverse into me. You clever boy. So let's just check the other baler is still going. Not stuck because of a bale. So far so good with that one. In fact, he's doing really well. He's practically done the middle and now he's on the headlands. I mean, it was only a small field, but that baler is a absolutely cracking baler for getting round these fields. Very impressed with that as an investment. The bales are a little bit small, but I can cope with that because it just gets around so much quicker. And I really appreciate Mark Tor for coming up with this baler. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Much wider reach on the collection for the swaths, so you never have to worry about missing anything. It practically clears the field without you having to mop up any of it. Whereas, especially using courseplay, you used to have half a swath left every time, and you couldn't really. So here we're going to have a problem. You couldn't really. Oh, he's driven around it. Well, I never did. I was about to move it. Now I'm stranded. Come back! Oi, oi, wait for me! Go on, go on. Ouch. Anyway, I can just teleport. I was playing a game the other week where I had the no teleport on. And, well, actually, it was this map. And I did a contract. And I completed it. And I was right in the far corner of the field. With no teleport on. And I completed the contract and then realised I was in contracted equipment. So all that disappeared and left me to walk the entire top corner to bottom corner of the map. It was an absolute disaster. Couldn't believe it. So just check that there's no stoppages. I think he's going to stop there, isn't he? Oh, no. Oh, yes, no. Yep, he's stopped. So we need to get onto him. This is so annoying. You are an actual idiot. Look at that. There's no reason why you couldn't have done that then. Right. So I was taking my bike back to home. That's what I was doing. That line of trees is roughly where my boundary of my land finishes. So as soon as we cross the road past that line of trees, we're on my own grass field, which is two reasonably sized fields put together into one decent sized field. And so we'll park the bike there. And you've done on that field. Fantastic. Well done. We'll just see if we can collect some of the bits around the side while we make our way to the next. So don't forget, if you're lurking in the background, don't lurk silently, just say hello. Let me know that you're there. Be good to hear from you today. Love to know how your day's been, what games you're playing on. If it's Farming Simulator, what map are you on? Are you doing anything special, challenge-wise? It's always fascinating to hear what other people are getting done in their gameplay. So again, I think we're on the wide. Let's count the. So that's definitely 3 headways. So, and if I go on to there, oh, I needed to forget the other one first. Because it always causes trouble if you don't do that. So you got 3 headways, 14.8. Just make sure the lines now from the generator go to the right field. Where is it? Up there. So I just need to make sure that we're all lined up correctly. So we'll start it off and get rid of that so that I can just check all the lines look like they're... Yeah, that looks perfect. So we'll go with that. And check on the other baler, who of course is stopped. You know, we're fast running out of daylight. We could do without this worker faffing around like this. You're an absolute muppet, mate. Pack it up. The last thing we need is to be collecting hay bales in the dark, because they will be impossible to see. So we've got... I don't know if this is even my tractor. I think it is. But we'll drive it back to the depot, and then I'll take my fast track back to the depot as well. And then we'll concentrate on the vehicles that we've got out in the field, finishing off the contracts. We're not a million miles away off being complete now, so we've done quite well. Oh, this feels so slow after driving that truck and motorbike, but it's going as fast as it can. And this is the bit I love, driving towards my farm, and you just see the buildings appearing straight ahead, bit by bit. They become clearer. You can see the silo to the back. The sheds have appeared. Now the bales in front of the shed are beginning to appear, and the lorries. And it's just great to think that that's all stuff that I've built and made up from a little plot of land that was absolutely nothing, and now it's a working farm that is obviously quite profitable. And whilst, you know, there's less than 100 grand in the farm kitty at the moment, we've got enough harvest stuff that is going to be over £1 million when we finish the challenge over the course of the next month. So what do I need to do now? Get that fast track back to the yard. Make sure we're going the right way. So I want to be aiming towards 105 from here, I would say. Just got a little bit of lag for a second then. That's actually quite unusual for this game. I've not really had any trouble with that. I could technically leave most of the bales, especially the silage bales, on the field until tomorrow when it's light, because I've completed all the silage contracts now, so these bales are all mine. It's just getting as many hay bales as we can to home. Right, I need to get my bearings because I think I'm headed away from home here. So we go past the little bit of field that I own away from the farm, which we've planted some canola seeds in purely because I want to put soybeans in, but the soybeans aren't ready till next time. So I've taken a chance, it might not work out, that we'll be able to harvest the canola and in the same day plant the soybeans, so we effectively get 2 crops out of that field over the course of the year. So that's all the vehicles that we're not using, except for the mowers, which can stay where they are because they're not mine and they will disappear anyway. So that's still going nicely. It's very nearly finished, so we'll stick with him and move into his next field, which I think will be field 51. But it is now beginning to get a little bit desperate in terms of the light. We are definitely racing against time here. We're not going to be able to see for much longer. Tell you what, there's a few bits of swaths here that we might have to go back over again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But time might not allow us. It's alright when we're facing this way, which presumably is west, because it seems to be where the sun's setting. But when you turn facing the other way, it is actually getting quite dark. Now I assume that my lorry's not going to cause any issues being parked there. You never know with this AI. But that is a absolutely smashing effort. That's field 14 done again, one of the big fields. 51 is another one of the big fields. Once they're done, really, it's a case of just mopping up. And I think by the time I've collected this big field and one more big field, I think we'll have definitely completed the hay contracts by that point, and we will be safe. All done. So I think these little swath piles are really because the pickup's not great on the baler. The other baler we got, it's much better. You don't get any of this. So that is what I was saying about it. Well, I think we're getting to the stage now where I need to probably not be so picky about getting up all the loose bits and going and actually just getting on with the collecting. Get this onto the other field. So I think what I'll do is I'll drive this way and not worry about the other ones. Once I get to the end of this field, we'll just get it straight to 51 and collecting on that field. And that will be that, really. So they're not my field, so I haven't got to worry about them being perfect. So switch that off now so we can get some speed going. Hopefully we'll get across this road without a crash. Field 51 is what we've already got a baler working on, so we don't need to go to that. Oh no, this isn't 51. That's okay. You keep working away. We'll go up the road to 51. It's doing a good job. It's nearly got the middle all knocked out of that field. Oh no, we're going to crash. Oh, that was close. Technically my fault, but never mind. There's enough crashes happened on here that weren't my fault, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. So we have 2 headlands, I think, that will be on here. But is it the... Yeah, I think it's the bigger Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the bigger one, so we'll go with that. Oh, wrong button again. Every time. So no course, 2 headlands, start from the centre, generate the course. Oh no. Oh, I just spotted that at the last second. If it's the bigger one, it needs to be 14.8. So we're nearly there. Wish you could just type it in. Try again with the generate course. That looks a bit better. Again, make sure the lines all line up. It looks good. Okay, we'll leave him to work, and I need to get this field collected and off to... Seem to remember we had the issue last time with the shop shutting as well. I ended up having to open the gates myself and cash it all in. Drove up to the gates, obviously you're covered by the trees so you can't see very well, and my truck crashed into them. Fortunately it let you open them up. If it hadn't done that, we'd have been struggling. A load of contracts that we couldn't complete. Get some lights going, because these bales are not easy to see when the light fails. So now we'll get to field 47 and get some of them round bales. Try and work out where I'm going. Straight across there. I can see the baler actually. Still working away. Good man. Oh, I've hit a bale. Oh, heck. Good job it collected that automatically, because that was a little bit messy. So won't take many more bales and then we're done. And we'll get to the shop. Trying to avoid them swaths if I can, because they're pretty drastic. Try and get that one that's set up out the way. Trouble is I missed one bale by doing that. And this will be the last one. And now it's a case of getting to the shop. Across the starter farm, which is not there because we... That's my fertiliser, I've just realised that. That was... when I had to walk, I was using my own fertiliser. So... just to prove that it happened the way I said. So I need to get my fertiliser back as well at some point. So, try and get to a position where I can see if there's any traffic coming. Oh, and not run into a lamppost or anything. What time does the shop shut? That is the question. I think it was 8 o'clock last time when I had the problems. So, oops. So that's quite a few of the contracts completed just with that load, which is really handy. what we'll have to do when I've manoeuvred, which is not an easy task, and got myself ready to get out of here, and just have a quick look at the contracts and see how far off completion we actually are. So we've got basically 2 contracts to complete. I think 72 is a tiny field, 47 is a very big field. So I reckon if we empty one big field now, that will more than complete the rest. And then we could just finish off at a leisure in the morning, collecting the bales up and cashing them in actually. So yeah, I think that makes sense. It seems silly to have to take all of our gear to the very far corner of the map from our thing when we could leave it in the field and it's halfway there already. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll literally just probably one more lorry full, and then it'll be time to rest, and we can come back for. We'll have a lie-in and come in at 9 o'clock tomorrow, but we'll just get these last lot of bales up and ready, and that will be that for the challenge to 1,000,000, which we've crushed if we're honest. As long as nothing goes drastically wrong with the prices for tomorrow, we are in the money. And then the rest of the stream will just be a case of working out how we're going to spend that £1,000,000, because it will not last long. Do we go for a production of some kind? You know, a little bit of investment. I think certainly we need to set aside 15, maybe 20% of our money to invest rather than just buy equipment and fields and stuff. I would say an investment in a production might be the way to go. This baler has done a fantastic job again of this big field. It is brilliant compared to the others. Is this the best, my lights? So yeah, it's getting hard to see the bales now, so I think just really got to pray that one more load, preferably basically what's left of this field, will complete the tasks and more than, and then we can do the rest in the daylight. Because it's not much fun not being able to see what you're looking for. Doing a great job there, young man. Keep it going. Your boss is very happy. The only thing I haven't thought of is there any fields that haven't been baled yet? I don't think there is. I think these were the last ones. So I'm going to assume it. I could send my scouting bike out again just to double check. I do have a list with all the fields, but I've left it right the other side of the room and I can't be bothered to go and get it. So we'll not. Right. So we're getting close to full now. Take a few from this field here where they're all a bit more compact. Probably 2 more and that'll be it. Hopefully we won't have to go back to the shop again tonight. Oh, we're not going to get across the road. There we go. We got across that one. Now we got to get across this one. But there is traffic galore. So, there you go. We got across. Back across the starter farm. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Come on, keep rolling. Don't stop. Can't believe I left my seeder there. I've forgotten all about it. Now, somewhere around here there's some logs. I think I just hit one of them. Had to chop a tree down because it was stopping me. I can't see what's houses and what isn't here. So it looks like the fast baler has finished its job. Oh, please be the last load that we need to make tonight. '72's complete. %91%. Would you rather believe it? Well, thank you very much, Newman. You are very kind to me. I imagine most people have to do more than a couple of weeks of live streaming before they become a legend. So I'll say I've risen to fame fast. I'll try. And you've come just in time to see my exhibition of reversing lorries again as well. I intended to go on Edgewater tonight and finish this one another night, but sadly, there's something corrupt about my Edgewater save, so I've either got to fix it or I've got to start again. But fortunately, it was only one sort of like live stream tour, and then the fields that I bought, so there wasn't too much work gone into it. So hopefully, even if I have to start again, I can recreate what I already did. It's just a shame for tonight. I wanted to have another go on the map because it does look a pretty good map. But we've just got to collect one more load of bales now, and then this, all the contracts will be complete, and we'll be able to wait until the morning to go and cash in on all the other bales, plus obviously all the stock that I've got sitting in my farm. We're already well over the million, so you know, you're looking at a rich man now, a millionaire, who's probably still no better at driving his truck. Is this a field that's got bales on? It has. There's a bonus. Oh, helps if you switch the auto load on. That baler's waiting for me to wipe his backside again, I think. Is he going to go again or not? Not is the answer. So let's go and see what the problem is. Any particular reason why you're not doing anything? Oh, didn't want to press that one. Nearest waypoint. Off you go. We'll get back into the truck and oh no, I'm stuck on a swerve. Oh, you're joking. It's not possible. Can you believe that? I've stopped there and now the truck is stuck because of a bit of grass. That's not having it. Look at that. Unbelievable. Oh look, it's just rolled automatically. I don't know how it did that, but that's fine, because it frees it up. Had nothing to do with me whatsoever. Oh, still not going anywhere. Come on, you can do it. Oh. Crumbs. Right, so if I take you today, you'll get picked up. Can't believe I'm having to pick a truck off a piece of grass. Unbelievable. There we go. That should free him up now. And for about the 20th time, toggle through all the lights till I've got the right one. I can see that baler's going to play up on this field. There's an awful lot not been done. Where are we now? Any more? For any more? There's some. So look at that, saying he's completed his task and all that middle bit has not been touched. That is not ideal. Oh no, he's not completed his task, he's just parked himself in front of another bale. My goodness, you're trying to test me today. So, let's go and get you on your way again. And give you one more chance, and then I'm going to have to get the other one to finish it off if you're just going to miss it all the time. Could do the work myself, but I don't want that. So where's that other baler? So have you finished, or are you stuck? Yep, so you've finished, haven't you? So let's go see if there's another field for you. Do that. Oh, wrong button. So where are we? 45 is already done. 44 is a possibility. That needs doing. I hope you're well today, Newman. Hope everything's okay. So we do need to complete this if we can. It would be a bit of a shame to have 89% of a bale in the tube when we give... well, mind you, I suppose I get to keep whatever's in there anyway because it's my baler. But there we go, that's all collected now. And that's another. Let's see how that baler's doing now. I think what I'm going to do is, because I have complete faith. Yeah, I'm really good, mate. Really good. I've had a great day today. So it's been a little bit busy, but a very rewarding day. So I'm quite happy with the way it's gone. So 51 is that way. Turn some lights on so I can see where I'm going. I've had a good collection of visitors come in today. It's been quite a good stream. Mama Bear and Nicholson. And now my ever faithful friend has turned up. So couldn't have gone any better, really. I noticed you put a couple of shorts out on your channel today. So the notifications told me. I'm lost. Where's 51? I can't see, it's too dark. So where am I? Oh, so I just need to drive straight and I will come across it. So what I will do this one is click on that so it forgets. We'll do the same course as the other one. And between the two of them, you would hope that they would pick up all of them swerves. They'll probably crash into each other now. Wouldn't be a surprise. Oh no, I need to get my wagon out the way. Quick, quick. Don't you dare crash into me. Driving around in the dark with no lights on would not end well. Trying to work out what that is on the grass. Where is it? Thought I saw a collectible or something then, but I don't know what it was. Perhaps it was just a blue flower. Oh, it is a collectible. Oh, would you fancy that? I didn't even know there was any collectibles on this farm, but oh, I think I remember finding one when I destroyed my house. So, but yeah, I just caught that in the light then. So that's that done. Get rid of that again. For about 90th time, I'll put the lights on. Why can't they just leave the lights on them? Let me guess. They've head-on collisioned each other. I knew that was going to happen. Right, so I want to keep that one going. And I want to get this one out of the way. So let me get out of the way. Let me get out of the way. You muppet. Right, so you're on 62%, so what we'll do is we'll just try and collect some of the missed bits and get you up to 100, and then we'll get rid of you off the field because you're a nuisance. ET. And that'll do for that. That is that one done. I'll take you off the field of play now, so that is you done. Drop that bale as well. And we can carry on collecting all these loose bales. And this should be enough, definitely, to complete the baling jobs. And then we can get back into daylight again. Which is realistically where we need to be. Because finding hay bales in the dark is not fun. So where... Come on, there's got to be some hay bales somewhere. I know there's definitely one here because I just dropped it there. Are you actually collecting anything up? So I'm not finding any bales. I'm going to take a chance in a minute and just run this to the shop because I've just got a feeling that I haven't got very long until the shop shuts. And it's a little bit awkward when you have to break into the shop to drop your bales off. I think he's going to be coming straight for me, so I better get out of the way. He's definitely doing a better job of collecting up the hay than the other one was, so that is something. Right, I'm going to take a chance on that being enough. I'll be annoyed if it isn't, but full speed ahead to the shop. Which way do I need to go? I think that is the rough direction. This is where it could all end in tears again. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oh. There's a pile of logs somewhere around here. Where are we? Right, so it's to the left of these buildings. There's a gap somewhere in the trees. And slow down a bit now, because we're bound to be about to have a crash. Only happens when Newman's on that we crash. Oh, I just hope this is enough to complete the contracts. Right, so... Yep, so we're collecting money now, which is Basically, what we hope to do for the rest of the stream is just get rich. Richer and richer. So, I think that's all the bales gone. Set 4. What on earth is going on there? Woo! Interesting. Right, so what do we do with that? Can we pull it off with super strength? Can we do anything? Or is it just going to fly forever? Can't seem to get a hold of it anyway. So, I think we'll just have to leave it there. Spooky. So, I think that is magic. So, what do we do with that now? We'll just try one more time to get rid of it off here. Maybe drive off and drive on. If that doesn't work, I shall reset the vehicle, I think. Because we had a bit of trouble with it yesterday. So, but the magic bale is not going away, so it's not letting me grab hold of it at all. So we'll reset the vehicle and pretend it's not there. So I'm on the wrong thing. So reset. Okay. No, I don't want the debris crusher. We want. It's not letting me select the actual vehicle. There we go. We got it now. Reset. So there will allow us. Now that is definitely my baler, so I need to get that back to the yard. And then it's basically rest up until the next day, I think is the plan of action. What way have I got to go? Yeah, I think we just go straight now. As long as we don't hit anything, we will find ourselves heading in roughly the right direction. Oh, telegraph pole. So Newman, are we on the trucking simulator tonight or something different? I don't know if you noticed the bale count, but 507 bales from all of those. That might even just be that baler as well. Let me just see if the other one's different. Yeah, so basically just short of 550 bales. Was that a live stream flying on a computer game or literally flying? I've got a feeling I did see something about a flight, but I didn't know if that was yourself or somebody else. Because I think that would have been about the time I was getting up. Right, so I'm going to take a chance and... Oh, I need to complete the contracts, else we'll not get the money for them. That was a close one. So definitely completed. I mean, that has been a mammoth task. Look at all them contracts. But there's mega loads of money there. If you look, we're on 121,000 as we collect all of those contracts now. And we still have all the bales to cash in as well. So, yeah, I thought it was. Like I say, I thought I saw something about you flying, but I wasn't 100% sure whether it was you or somebody else. I've had so many notifications on YouTube today, it's been unreal. Right, so let's see what that's left us. So yeah, 426,000 before we start cashing in all of the bales that we've got. We have smashed this challenge big time. We'll let the computer catch up and then we'll go for a rest. So was that flight simulator that you were flying on? I should have checked the chickens and that, really. Just had this sudden thought, if they run out of food over the night, just before I'm about to sell them and they're unhappy, that would not be fun. Although going to check them on the one vehicle with no lights is probably not a good idea. So, oh, they're unhappy already. Oh no. It's a good job I checked that. So, ugh. I've got to work out where I am on the garage. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I'm stuck. I have a car embedded into my house. That was not meant to happen. Obviously parked it too well. Oh, what have I done now? Hello? I don't quite know what I've done or where I am. Where am I? I've somehow brought my van to field 44. I'll have to look that one up, Newman. I don't actually know that game. If we could zoom out, then I can get my foot down in this thing and get back to the yard. Feed the chickens. Hopefully we can rescue their value. Can't believe they've gone through all that food already. Where do I need to go? I think if I get on this road and get to the end and turn left. Keep my eye out for cars because I'm on the wrong side of the road. Is it this one? I think it is. Oh, it was the right road, but I turned the wrong way. I wasn't at the right point where I thought I was. So we'll get round, go back the other way. Foot down all the way. That looks like a crash waiting to happen. And straight to the silo to get some corn. Desperately need to sell most of my chickens, if not all of them. I think I might give up on them as a venture. Put that there so I can see. And so we'll just drop a bit of wheat in to start with, and then we need to instantly cancel it because it needs a majority of cracked corn to keep them happy. Oh, got over a pallet of eggs, that's good. So that's about right for that. Is that my bike I just crashed into? It's not very good. Parked it right in the way. I used to play Flight Simulator years ago. I think it was probably the 2000 Platinum Edition or something like that, and used to really enjoy it. It was probably classed as an old game by then, so I bought it quite cheap. But when you look at the price of the new game, it is absolutely astronomical. I mean, even now, over a year old, and you're talking 60, 70 pounds, you know, possibly up to $80 in American money. Oh, gone too far. Cracked corn. We're getting very low on cracked corn as well, so we could do with being millionaires so that we can buy some more. Wow, we nearly hit it. Can you believe that? Just collecting those few bales has taken nearly 2 hours. I can't believe it. I thought we were in for a short stream tonight where we basically got everything done. Oh, don't break the eggs, don't break the eggs. So that should make them happy by tomorrow, but whether we've affected the value or not, I do not know. Which would be a real shame because I intended to sell most of them tomorrow. Right, because it's so dark, I'm not going to bother with the tidy up. Everything will have to just stay out for tonight. Look at all these bales. This is going to be a fun job for the next day. Yep, so there. Oh, we've had babies. We've got 155. I'm a dad. Oh, amazing. Definitely got lamb chops tonight then. Yeah, well, I knew we were going to have some lambs, but I didn't think they'd come today. I thought it would be when I slept again, when I woke up in the morning, we'd have a field full of sheep. But we've gone from 60 to 155. That's a pretty good increase. But it means we'll certainly be going through the old hay a bit quicker now. So because it's December, we'll sleep till 9 o'clock. And there we go. So we'll just quickly take a quick look at the prices. Wrong one. Well, that's at the top end, and we've nearly got £1 million just in the silage alone. So by the time we've cashed in on the eggs, which apparently we've missed the month for that, but never mind. I don't think we've missed out on much. Basically, £110. We could cash in on the barley and wheat, but I had an idea that I might hang on to the wheat and maybe even the barley as well, and get a bakery on the go, and that would be sort of like the head start for that. And whatever fields we buy, then we could buy some more grain and get working on keeping a bakery going or something. So that was the plan for that. The hay, obviously, we've got to keep to feed the sheep. But we've still got plenty to come from the honey. We've got 400,000 in the bank. So yeah, I'm quite happy that we've easily passed that £1 million mark by the time we've cashed in all of the silage and stuff. So let's see what health the sheep, not the sheep, the chickens. Where are they? So their health is all right. They're more than happy. So they're not quite up to the value that I wanted them to be. So I don't know what to do. I might sell these because they're a long way off reproducing again once I do sell them. I might sell all of them and keep some of them when they're at £10. I think that's possibly the best way to do it. How are they doing for food? They're nearly eating all that food again already. No, I've decided I'm going to sell all of those ones because they're eating too much food, costing me a fortune. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the chickens altogether. There's too much hassle on this particular map. So, yeah, let's sell them. I think that's the plan. Well, let me sell them now. Have I got to go to a different page? Let's go and visit them and say goodbye to them. I'd like to say I've missed them, but they've been an absolute nightmare. I mean, they've been very productive, but they're just too hard to keep happy for some reason. So, let's go with that one. And we'll sell 60 of them. Why do we have to pay? Why do we lose half of our money? Oh, we're not doing it that way. That's not fair. They're robbing me blind, taking half my money. I wonder if I have an animal transporter or something. That trailer over there might convert into an animal transporter. we'll have a look at it. But it quite possibly might have to swallow my pride and take the loss. So what do we do first? It's got to be the silage, I suppose. Well, we've got the bales that we need to collect. Oh, I've gone too far. So we've got bales to collect out in the field. And then we've got bales to take to the appropriate shops. I'm just really hoping that the south shop is the better price for the silage. Because otherwise we've got a lot of travelling to do today. So let's see prices wise. Silage. Oh yes, they're exactly the same price. So without a doubt, south wins on that one. That is exactly what we wanted to see. I can zoom out with this now. So there's a field with some bales on. So that's... I think this is just finishing off the field that was being done last night to the very last second. So I think we've got enough money that we can keep the hay bales, or at least a full lorry of them, if nothing else. We'll keep the hay bales, put them in the silo, and then cash in on all the silage bales. And any other hay bales we have to collect, we'll just take them with the silage bales to the shop. I don't think there's going to be much more than a lorry full though, so... But at least we know the sheep will be happy for quite some time. I was thinking, Newman, having seen your shorts that you've done today, I might stick that when I went to drift the trailer and did that perfect roly-poly on the truck, because I think any stuntman would have been proud of that. So I think I'm going to pull that clip out and whack it in as a short. I think that'll go down quite well. It was failing with style. Right, where's my other field? So it's the other side of it. Definitely seen some more bales. Or did I get them all? I can't have got them all. Right. So, we'll see how many bales are left on 51. So there's 53 straight ahead. 52. So is that 51 just round the corner there? Oh no, we've got all them as well. So where else have we got hay bales? Look at 94, and then I think we must have got them all. That's okay, Newman. I knew you were around somewhere. Oh, yeah, here's what I was looking for. I knew I had a few bales somewhere. I think I just ran over another collectible or something then. And as is always the way, there's one bale left over. How is it possible? Did I slip on a collectible or was it something else? Where was it that I saw it? Right, so get back to the yard and stick these into the silo now, and that is the hay pretty much done and dusted, apart from that one random hay bale that I didn't collect. Probably approaching this from the wrong way now. So do that and that, and then they all go. Whack that around and we'll start collecting the silage bales from the fields. And that will, I don't think that'll take very long, but it may be at least 2 lorry loads. But that is before we've even started on the piles and piles that we've got sitting in the yard. I'm so glad that we can now take these to the southern shop, because it is such a quicker trip than going all the way across the map. Do you know, I've got a feeling there might be some hay bales on field 14. I can't remember if we emptied that field or not. We'll have to send the bike over and have a look in a bit. Oh, I could send a tractor over actually, because I've just remembered I've got my cedar trapped over there as well. That was from being being a right muppet and having the no teleport mod selected, and finishing a contract with borrowed equipment when I was the opposite side of the map from my farm, which meant a very long walk. But never mind. Right, so that's all of them ones. And there's that one hay bale that we couldn't fit on the last one. And I think that will be it. What I'll do is I'll work on the farm, getting all the bales off the farm, and then I'll send out my bike or a tractor just to scout the other fields. Make sure that I've not missed any bales. And they will be the finish of my cashing in on the £1 million challenge, which I think we have quite comfortably done. We're already sitting nearly halfway, and we haven't even started putting the harvest in yet. Just about to do so now. Right. So this is actually even tighter than the North shop in terms of travelling with this big lorry, but we'll get it in, no problem. It's just whether I can get out again is the challenge. One. Yes. So that's over $500,000, and now we've got all the bales to deal with on our farm. It should be reasonably quick trips. Get out of the way of that car. Because it is literally just down the road. One junction to worry about, which could cause us to become a cropper when we sail through it at 80 odd miles an hour. Oh, that's a good job he turned off. So I just want to check the bales, make sure that they're all actually silage, because some of them are from our own mowed fields, and if they're not quite complete yet, that will be an issue. They won't be able to go. But that is definitely silage. That is definitely silage. Silage. It's all looking good. Yep, so I'm going to assume from that they're all silage. So we should be able to do that. And it's so easy to load up a full load straight away. I'm tempted to switch traffic off for this mission so that I can stick to the roads. But we'll see how we get on. So far, so good. Look at that, that's like a fraction of the time as it was taking to get to the other shop. Such a bonus. the prices. We want that, so that, and they're all selling. Oh, and I've crashed because I'm looking at the bales and not the truck. So glad we haven't got a crash counter on here. So that comfortably took us over the 600,000 mark, and there's still several trips to go. This is all looking very, very promising. And then the last thing we'll have to do is decide how we're going to spend the money and start building for the next year on what we're going to grow, what we're going to get production, all that kind of stuff. Definitely want a decent bale barn so I can stash the silage bales all in the shed until the next year where we do the same thing again. Round about December, January time, we start selling all of the silage, and again it'll be hopefully a case of another £1 million plus job. You know, maybe more. That would be cool. It's another full load. And I'm making this driving look really complicated when it really isn't. Ooh, oh, looking at me chat and look what's happened. Oh no. I like that telegraph pole and now it's just killed me. Right, concentrate. Right. There we go, we can get speed going again now. Oh, there's a car. There's a car coming. Oh, this is not going to end well. Oh. So, in we go with that. Try not to crash this time. $700,000. So quite literally, a full load is bringing us just ever so slightly shy of 100,000. So every load we do is virtually 100,000. Oh, crumbs! That was nearly a good crash. And I think what I'll do is I'll get it back to the farm, ready to load up again, and then I'll just go and have a couple of minutes, top my drink up, and get something to eat while I finish off the stream. We'll be going for 2 hours and a quarter now, so oh, this does not look good. Oh, taking out a post. Oh, that that would have been death instantly. Or in reality, that post would not have withstood that. So there we are, yep. So what I'll do is just take a quick break and I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so I am back and hopefully everything's working okay. I reckon there's probably about 5, maybe 6 trips still to go to the shop, so plenty of work still to be done, but we're beginning to see the money really build up. Has that definitely filled up? Yep. So we're okay to start heading around again. Making really good progress towards that £1 million. I think 3 more trips and I reckon we'll be there. And then all the rest is bonus after that. And then it's time to start considering what we're going to do with all this money. So I think what I'll do is sort of like the first 250,000. We'll see how much the actual total is, but the first 250,000, I think we'll look to invest in some forms of productions. Oh, a little bit of overtaking there. Yeah, if we can get some productions going, that will hopefully really start to build up the income side of things. We're definitely going to need to either buy one big field or a couple of smaller fields. Oh, I can't stop. Going too far. So that is something that we're going to have to try and manage. We are going to be able to start creating quite a substantial profit from silage on our biggest field that we've got, because that we've dedicated to grass, so that will start helping us to progress. And then we need to invest in some better storage for our vehicles. I think the vehicles that we lease will remain the same for now, because like I say, it's so expensive on this particular map that you probably need to concentrate on building up your farming profitability before you worry about owning everything that you have. But I think we have quite a few things that are leased. Unless I'm thinking of another save, it is difficult to keep your head on what you've got in each individual save. So I may be wrong, and I may own everything for all I know. But yeah, we've certainly got to look at the production side of things and decide what we're going to go for. I'm thinking at the moment a bakery and making some bread. I think that's possibly the way to go. It's not too difficult. We just need to know that we need to grow a load of wheat. We do have a certain amount in at the moment, so that's a good head start for where we're going. We're on 804,000. So a couple more trips and we'll be at the £1,000,000 and victory. I mean, it's been a real slog getting there, and I'm just so glad that we're practically there now, and we get to enjoy the fruits of our labour. It has been hours and hours of baling and windrowing. The mowing was the only bit that was pretty easy, actually. Just looking at the time, it's 10 to 2 in the morning here, so doesn't look like I'll be getting much sleep tonight. I'm out of the house again at 9 o'clock in the morning. In fact, actually, I think I walked my daughter to the bus station at about 10 to 8 in the morning, so it's actually going to be even earlier than I thought. So that'll be fun. I'll be cream crackered by the time it comes to dinner time. It will be interesting to see what happens with the buses that my daughter catches in the mornings, because it is the very same company that I work for, which is obviously closing down the depot and making us all redundant. So the last few months of my daughter's college course might be interesting, because we don't know how we're going to get her to college. It's about 7 miles away and probably not very accessible. We haven't got a car at the moment, so it'll be a case of trying to work out what we're going to do just to get her through her final few months of college. But these trials do come to face us, and we have to keep pushing through them and making sure that we make the best of what we can. So this next trip, unless it's very cruel to us, will take us to £1 million and will be the landmark trip. And there we go, that's full again, I think. It might fit 2 more then. Let's see if it does. As we get a bit closer, I'll try not to send the bales everywhere. Yes, it did. I thought it had 2 spaces then. Oh, looking at the chat, and I've hit the post again. What are you doing? So, is this going to be the moment when we hit the millionaire category? We'll only be millionaires for about 10 seconds. Oh, gotta stop, gotta stop. Oh, that was close. Why is it like Piccadilly Junction all of a sudden? Cars everywhere. They just know that there's a millionaire driving down the road, that's what it is. Just wait for this slow guy. Oh no! I overshot the junction again. Oh, take your eyes off for 1 second. So, is this to be the momentous moment? So I think I just need to loosen that and slowly drive through. Missed one bale there. 1 million. We have reached the goal. Victory is ours. It's not the end of the game, of course, because obviously we want to be aiming for next year at the same sort of time to be getting well above that million and possibly even to several million. And certainly, the more we're able to work towards doing it through our own farm rather than doing the contracts, I think that's got to be the ultimate goal of this sort of enterprise, is making 1 million in a year without having to work for somebody else, you know, doing it all yourself. And I think that is probably, when you've done that, I would say that is when you've completed this map, and that would be quite an achievement. Like I say, I think in terms of economics, I think this map is probably the hardest of all the maps that you're going to come across on Farming Simulator 22. So I would like to think that we've done a pretty good job in making the progress that we have in just over a year and a couple of months, and we've got to the stage where we're making £1 million profit. Like I say, it's been hard work, but it's also been working for somebody else. So ultimately, we want to be making our millions, but through our own endeavours and not through somebody else's land and wages. So I reckon we'll have at least 1.3 million to spend, which is absolutely fantastic. And if anybody wanted to put in their ideas of what we should do with that 1.3 million, now's the time to say before we're ready to spend it. And no, we can't buy an aeroplane, Newman, before you say it. I mean, that is probably something they could have incorporated into Farming Simulator, actually. Because they do, in America, they do crop dusting and stuff like that. So I would suggest that that would be a viable extension to add on. Oh man, the old sandman must be chucking sand my way. But we will finish the job before we end the stream. I'm so looking forward to spending this money. It has been well worth the challenge that was set before us. And actually, I think what's been really good about it is we've achieved it without really having to be concerned about the crops that we harvested. So them crops can now be put to one side and used to produce something far more valuable than just the crops on their own. So if we can turn the wheat and the barley into bread of some sort, that would be fantastic. So, is that a full load again? So what a way to end the virtual year. £1 million. And I think driving this truck has been probably my favourite experience to do with this particular map. So, you know, it's a nice flat map. Apart from the narrow selling points, it has actually been a good map to own a truck on. It's just these selling points here that are a bit of an issue, but we've sort of managed it. Occasionally I've got a little bit stuck in the northern one, but this one, apart from a bit of manoeuvring, I've got through it most of the time. He says that and hits the gate post. Straighten up. Get out of the way, car. So I think it's one more trip with that, and then it's a case of deciding what to do with the other stuff, because we've already hit our target comfortably. So now it's just a question of what do we do with everything that's left. Oh, took out the stop sign. Right, so sadly that baler's right in the way, stopping me getting to them bales with ease. I think we'll still do it no problem though. And then we'll head back out and get those last bales there, and that will be the sum total of that crop. And then it's just a case of having a good look at the, before I go cashing in all the different crops that we have, because we've got the money in there, we might just look at some productions. Preferably we want the simple productions, not things that are going to need multiple types of input all the time. I think we can probably start selling some of the vegetables that we've been growing in the greenhouses, because they must be mounting up to quite a substantial value now. Sell the eggs unless we need them for maybe making cakes, and the honey. Having to drive at a more reasonable speed because I'm stuck in traffic. There's no point overtaking him though, because we're turning in a minute, so. Knowing this game, he'd probably stop right at the entrance of the shop so I can't get in there. Right, so last of the bales. So if we turn that off, and in they all go. So it's not quite a full load, so we won't quite make the 1.3 billion, but 1.272. So we could easily make it to 1.3, but I'm happy with 1.25 million to spend. Although we'll probably try and leave at least a couple of 100,000 in, just in case we come across some sort of venture during the course of the year, or a piece of equipment that we realise we need. We'll have a little bit of money, so I'll probably leave 150 to 200,000 in the account just for those such emergencies. But yeah, it's just a case now of looking at what stuff we need to transport. So we'll pull in here because I'm pretty sure that we won't be selling the sheep stuff anytime soon. Whoa, just hit me greenhouse. So, in fact, let's go to the stock thing and see where we stand with it. It's the next one. That's what I'm looking for. So, honey, we have 7,000 worth. Lettuce, 10,000 worth. And we could wait another month for that if we wanted. Cash that in then. We could, if we wanted to, cash the wheat and barley in. And we definitely need to cash the eggs in, unless we end up needing it for a production. So I think we need to go and look at the productions now. That might be the answer to what we need to do. Just have a quick look at what equipment is available. Potentially there is a good trailer to look at, but I don't think there's anything overly exciting there for me. And so let's get to the construction and have a little look at what productions we could invest in. So they are set in price value, which is a bit of a pain. So I'd like to look at that a little bit more, but it doesn't really give me the option. So we don't need anything to do with potatoes, that's for sure. So cereals. So that needs oats, which we haven't got any oats, so that's no good. Don't think that's much good to us. A donut factory. What do we need for a donut factory? We need eggs, flour. So that's the point. We need a windmill, because that's what we're going to need to make the bread, if I'm correct. So what is that? So that is making animal food for pigs. A windmill. Wow, it's big. Look at the size of that thing. You could actually put it inside the sheep, which we're not going to do. Apparently that's a shop area, so... wow, this is massive, this windmill. I want to try and keep that area free for my bale shed. So I think we need to move the shop area, because that is in the way. So if I shift alt, yes, I think that should have done it. So construction, production, farm production. So that's the bakery that we want. I am absolutely certain of that. So what I will do is place the bakery there. That is our bakery made. We do need to now have a windmill, but I just want to see if there's a better way of making the flour than that particular windmill, because it is massive. That's another thing we could potentially look at. A spinnery is another option because we have some wool. So that looks a better spinnery. Carpentry, empty pallets. So do we put that there, or do we put the windmill there? That's a better windmill, actually. Can we zoom out a touch? So I am definitely more interested in that windmill. So where do we want it? Oh, that's the question. So I'm thinking behind the bakery is where we want it. So we'll put it there. And then I think I just need to move a couple of items. Have I got a tractor anywhere near? So look at this, we're still over 1.1 million. We've already got 2 productions, which between them will make bread, which hopefully that will be quite productive for us. I just need to try and move these out of the way. I'll have to tidy them up tomorrow because I think the stream is just about over now. We're just sort of like getting the productions in position, and then the next time we're here I think we'll be basically getting the productions up and running, start making plans for any fields that we buy, because we are going to have to buy some fields. Because we're effectively getting rid of some of the grassland that we currently own. Although I don't think we're losing out on many bales per cut, if I'm honest. Drop that one. Spin that around. And drop that one there. And then what we'll do is we'll get some wheat into the windmill so that flour can start being produced. So that is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So we want wheat. Where are you, wheat? Nearly there, that's it. So, like I say, one of these will do for now, just to get it up and going. Expertly reversed there, as you can see. So we'll do a lap round the block, purely because I can. So now I've got to work out where I drop it. I think it's this side. I've no idea what side I've got the tip thing, so it's right. So we're going that way. Oh, lost control. So in with the wheat. This will be the flour power. I just hope this is all worthwhile. So now I've got to go up the stairs, that's why. Why does it not let me up there? Ah, there we go. So, open production menu. So 5 of them produces 4 of them. And we've got plenty of cycles per month. Activate. So, in terms of the bakery, 2 lots of flour is 1 lot of bread. So if we've got 2 lots of flour, 2 lots of sugar, we're not doing cakes. As much as I'd like to, we're not doing cakes. So I think that's out of the question. And I think that, yeah, so once the flour comes, we'll put the flour to the bakery. That will produce bread, and we'll be selling bread. So that's 1 production done. And now just got to try and remember what the other production was that I was thinking of. Oh yeah, it was a spinnery, wasn't it? So it's next one along. No, next one along again. Spinnery, there we go. So it's annoying that we can't look at these to see which one is the better one. Let's have a look around that one, see where the entrance is to it. So what's it colliding with there? So we could put it there like that. That's it. Oh, you're having me on, you are, mate. So there's that one, or do we go for the other one? That is the question. My issue is that I'm not totally sure which one's the best of the two. So I'll have a look what the other one looks like in terms of its size. I think that looks better. We'll put that one for now, and I'll investigate, make sure that I haven't picked the wrong one. Because some of the mods, they produce a lot higher, and that would obviously make more sense. So that is that. And that is our spinnery, to which we then need a clothes factory. Do we have clothes factories? Not seeing anything so far. So we're still over 1 million. Absolutely awesome. No sign of any clothes factories yet. Dairy. Could be something we look too soon, is some cows, but we're not quite there yet. I can see the windmills going around now. That looks pretty cool. Where are the clothes factories? I wonder what they're like. I'll have to have a look at them as well. The refrigerated factories. Where? Oh, definitely gonna have to have a look at them. But I think, yeah, once we've got the clothes factory, if I can find one, must have one in here. Yeah, when we've got the clothes factory, that will do for the investment side of the money. A tailor shop, there we go, that's what we're looking for. 100,000. It's not quite going to fit there, but it will fit there. But it does close up that bit somewhat. I would love to know what it's colliding with. Oh, it fits there, but it might be making us have a problem elsewhere. So now we're going to have a think about where we put this. Can't fit it on there. So we're probably talking that direction. We're going to have it down here. So there we go, that's that one in position. And that is it for productions. We've still got 990,000. So I want to look at fields first and then a shed for like the silage and stuff. So that is, and that will be that. As soon as we've done that, that will be the end of the stream. But let's just have a quick gander at the fields. So we want to go to the map at the top, look at the farmlands. In fact, actually, I don't suppose there's any going really cheap. Let's have, we want to look around here first. So 116 is a possibility. It's only an acre and a half, is it? An acre? No, an acre long. Then we've got 104. We know that's quite a small field. I think that we start looking at these ones here because they're basically around one of our own fields that we already own, and also these ones which are basically across the road. So that's just too expensive at the moment for what it's worth. Only two and a bit acres. It's not really viable. So I think we go down to the 102 to 104s and look at buying them ones. So we've got that one, 102, bought. 103, bought. 104, bought. That one's too small. I'm not going for that one. Wow, some of these prices are just absolutely unreal. Absolutely ridiculous. So I think that let's just have a look on the map and see where that's left us in terms of ownership. Yep, so I think if we wanted to, we could bring them into just one big field. So shame we can't afford that 105, but I wanna get some more equipment and stuff as well. So we'll go with that. Maybe make that one big field where we can do sort of. I'm going to assume what I'll have to use there is wheat or barley or the likes for making bread. So I'm going to need to get the wool that we've got to the spinnery. But over here is where we want to be looking at getting the biggest possible shed that we can. So let's go and do that, and that will be the final purchase of a stream, and we'll still have plenty of money, hopefully, for the future. So sheds, and we want to look at the top end because we want the biggest possible one that we can afford, really. So what are them ones like? So let's turn it around. It's so annoying that you can't look at these things. Why is it saying it overlaps with something? What are you on about? What does it overlap with? There's absolutely nothing there that it overlaps with. You, my friend, are having a laugh. There's nothing there. So that's too small. Leasable building. Is that a drive-through as well? I think it is, so that might be the one, but oh no, that would be more for a vehicle shed, really. That would be interesting to have. That's 50,000, so we'll bear that in mind, but not for what we're looking at now. So we want a mega big. That would be perfect, but for some reason, say we can't have it there, which is not ideal. Very annoying. Big barn. See if it will spin around a bit. Nope. Oh, this is so annoying. So that's no good. Gonna have to move me out the way for some reason, and I wonder if it's this that's colliding with it. Maybe that. Hello Rachel, it's great to see you. Thanks for popping in and saying hello, and next time you see Miss Wildstyle, say hello to her back from me. I really appreciate you popping on and saying hello. You have caught me just at the end of my stream. I am literally just trying to select a good sized shed to place my bales in. But I really do appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. So we'll go back in. Oh, I need to make sure I'm not in the way now, because that will be the next thing. The player is in the way. So I'll take myself back over to the sheep, and let's try again with these sheds. So, I'd love to know what the other option, the other thing it's colliding with. So there we go. It's not having it. So we'll have a look at some of the other barns that we've got. So they're way too small for what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a shed that I can keep all my bales in. And I mean, that would be good, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to fit in as well for some reason. I'd love to know why it's colliding with something. So we're not getting anywhere with these. Oh. So that would go, but it's quite expensive. So We don't need a garage. So we're going to have to go back to the drive-through ones. I think they're the only ones that we could get in. There's none of these would fit, would they? Which is very annoying. Yeah, well, I will be heading to bed too myself shortly. It's very early hours of the morning here for me, but I do appreciate you dropping by, and hopefully I'll see you again in the future. Thank you very much, Rachel. So that one's no good. So that's a possibility, but I think we might have to look at two smaller ones because it's not having it that way. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and I will return the favour as soon as I finish my stream. Thank you so much. Yep, see you next time. Bye. So, with on that note, I think I'm going to disappoint everybody and not buy a shed yet because I can't see one that I want that fits in the area that we've got. So I'll have a bit of a look around and then make a decision for next time what shed we're going to buy. But I think that we've had a very productive day. We've seen dramatic changes at the end with 4 production points coming to the farm. We've not seen any building changes yet, but that will still come. I don't think we'll see much in the way of machinery changes, but we've also gained 3 more fields, which, if I just quickly head roughly into the right direction. Where are we on the map? That is the question. Ah, here we come. So these are the fields. That is field 101. We've now gained 103, 104, which we know is a grass field, and 102. And when these crops that are in them are all harvested, I think we'll probably turn it into one big field, or at least 2 big fields if nothing else. You know, perhaps combine those 2 and those 2 together as one, maybe. But we can make that decision when we come near. That won't cost us any money, but it will. Whatever we put in will obviously cost us money. And we're obviously going to get some form of shed to keep the bales that we have in. But I think I just need to investigate a little bit more what's the best way round to do it. So yeah, that is the sum total of where we're at. And I'm Stevie C. Thank you very much for those who have popped in the chat and said hello. I do appreciate it. And I am very happy to have met some new people on my stream today. And a few old faithfuls popping in and saying hello. It's been a pretty hard slog to get to £1 million, and we've already blown half of what we had. But yeah, I think it's time for me to go to bed, and we'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.